Welcome home to St. Anne's. We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
And I come and I'm like, oh, fun, this is great. Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh my goodness, everyone's favorites. Okay, I'm not going to preach too long because I think this all really is around prayer and how we talk to God. But I'm going to tell you about a frustration moment that I had and how it fits into the Sodom and Gomorrah. So the other day there was a shooting, and the news kept saying, oh, this good Samaritan shot the shooter. And I was so frustrated. And I was complaining to my husband. And I said, why do they keep saying good Samaritan? And he said, well, Meg, I don't think people have, know that story. He's like, I wouldn't know, And I was like, it's not the good Samaritan. I was like, I think it's great. And I'm glad that happened. That's fantastic. I'm glad that guy was there. I'm glad he saved lives, 100%. I'm there. That is not a good Samaritan, though. This is what happens when Christianity goes secular, but nobody actually reads the book. Okay, so the Good Samaritan story, if you're not familiar with it, is about how someone does not believe in violence and uses love and care for someone who's completely different from them to care for them. Zero violence in this story. It's actually anti-violence. What that person did, fantastic. Not good Samaritan. Sodom and Gomorrah. We say it's a sin, right? Of homosexuality, it's a sexual sin, it's this, it's that, and the other. No. The sin of Sodom is inhospitality. Not welcoming those among us who are different from us. That is the sin of Sodom. Okay? And that's why God is mad. Not because of what people aren't doing, but because they acted violently towards a group of people who were different than them. They did not welcome. One of the greatest sins against God, and you think I'm being ridiculous, read the book. One of the greatest sins against God is inhospitality. Not being welcoming and loving to others. I know, it's the biggest sin that we all commit. I get it. I know. Which is why we say things like, oh, this is a sin, or that's a sin, because it makes us feel better, because the actual sin is one that we all commit, right? Anybody want to welcome weirdos? Anybody? No, it's the worst. Nobody wants weirdos. We want people like us. People that make us feel good, man. People who agree with us, all right? That's a sin. All right, we all good? You know that? We're all on board, so the next time somebody talks about Good Samaritans or the sin of Sodom, do you feel equipped to be like, that's bullshit? I know I said a mean word. That was a bad word. I feel really bad. I don't, because it is. And it's a sin when we take what God actually commands us and manipulate it to make ourselves feel better or it be easier for us to be Christians. That is a big sin. That's really, really bad. Let's talk about prayer, though, because that's a really difficult thing. Anyone ever struggle with prayer, talking to God? Good news, disciples did too. Good news, Old Testament, they did too. Everybody struggles with how to talk to God. I love Abraham, though, because people think that there are all sorts of rules about how you talk to God. God is this big absolute, and once God makes a decision, you can't talk about it, and we all feel like we got to say nice things about God, even though we disagree with things that are happening, right? Why do we protect God? You ever wonder that? Why do we feel the need to protect God? God created us. God is way big. We don't need to protect God, all right? You don't need to take care of God. God got this. Okay. What I love about the Bible is that it is a story of all these people arguing and being mad at God. No matter what you feel, it's okay in your prayer life, okay? And we want there to be rules. That's why the disciples are like, look, we just want, anybody love the prayer? Clergy love the prayer book because it's like, you got a rubric. We love rubrics. We got a blueprint. We know what to say. I mean, I don't. I say the wrong things all the time. But I got a book, so I can't go off the book too far. We like that. And the disciples are like, how are we supposed to talk to God? Can you just give us a rubric? He's like, fine. You know, rubric, whatever. Here's your rubric. But then Jesus immediately jumps to, this is about relationship, all right? This is not about rubrics and rules and the right words and the right order and all that stuff. But you and I love right words and the right order. We love a good collect. That's why you go to the prayer book, there's a collect for everything. Because we got that covered. We love a good collect. Did you know that there are rules and forms for how you write a collect? Yeah, there is. I learned them in seminary. I know how to write a good collect. We love a good collect. Here's the thing, though. Jesus reminds us it is about relationship. And Abraham's conversation with God is prayer. It's a conversation. It's a relationship. And I love it. I'm going to sit down because I'm really tired today. We talk about my dog, and she has moods where she tired Mastiff. I tired Mastiff today. Anyway. Ugh. You know, I'd probably be better if I were a pirate and I just cut my left leg off and had a stick. All right. That was off the book. So this is why we love a good collect. There are rules. We can't go too far off the book. Anyway, where was I? I was tired. Before I was tired, where was I? Rubrics. We love a good rubric. Okay, but it's about relationship, right? Right. Okay, so this is Abraham's conversation with God because he's really mad. God is really, really mad because they've been really rude. They attacked these people. They were not nice. Right? God's really mad at them. God's like, I'm going to smite them because I'm a smiter. And Abraham's like, yo, chill. And Abraham has this conversation with God of like, but do you really want to do that? And God's like, yeah, I really do. But what about, well, I guess no. But I'm going to smite these people. Yeah, but what if? Well, no, I guess no. So Abraham keeps going back and forth, right? And God and Abraham are in this relationship. They've been in a relationship. And Abraham keeps having this conversation. And that the disciples struggle with that. And that's what Jesus is saying. That's what prayer really is. Prayer is between you and God. And sometimes prayer is an argument. Like, I am frustrated. I'm super frustrated. I can't seem to get my life in order. I need your help. Sometimes it looks like that. Sometimes prayer is so intense you're bawling because you're so frustrated. You want to know what? That's okay. That is prayer. Sometimes prayer is absolute silence. And to be honest with you, I think that's the most powerful prayer. When we open ourselves and we have no words, it's just quiet listening. And I would tell you that is the most powerful prayer and the one that if one prescribes, that is the one that I recommend 100%. Your stillness, no words. You don't need a collect. You don't need anything. Silence and listening. God's there. I mean, it's a struggle for us to hear God, isn't it? Because we're so busy trying to think of the right words. We're so busy with the big feelings. We're so busy with this thing. And I understand that when you go into meditation, the first thing you're thinking about is your grocery list. Or all the things that you have to do. All the reasons that you don't have time to be sitting here listening to God. You ain't got time. I get it, 100%. But I will tell you, the most powerful prayer is when you're in the shower and there is nothing but the water. What if you are sitting in your garden and all you have is that quiet? That is prayer. It's one of the most powerful prayers there is. Prayer is when your kid is hungry, they ask for an egg, and you answer them with love. Prayer is when you are with your friends drinking coffee and you are you are in a discussion where you are exploring something new and different. That is prayer. Prayer is any time You are entering into that relationship with God with openness, questioning, curiosity, healing, begging, anger. Anytime you are in that relationship with God, that is prayer. And I know we love a good collect, and I am here to tell you the BCP got prayers for everything, and I 100% recommend them. 100%. If you're like, I just need something, we got a rubric for something. I 100% guarantee you, whatever feeling, we got it. And that's what I love about Scripture, too. We want Scripture to be a roadmap, or we want it to be rules and all that stuff. It isn't. Scripture is nothing but a collection of all of our different stories of our relationship with God. Because humans, we've been trying to figure this out a long time. God's confusing. Anyone else confused? I am all the darn time. And that's good. Because the second you think you have it figured out, you're wrong. I promise you. If you think you know something, you don't. And it's time to explore a little bit more. We don't have it figured out. We don't have prayer figured out. There is no rule. The only thing that we are told again and again and again is to go into relationship. And we struggle with relationships with each other. We struggle with our relationships with ourselves, to be honest with you. Anyone like yourself? It's hard. I've met me. I'm a hard person to like. When it's hot outside, I'm a hard person to like. I went to the neurologist. My husband goes so he can tell them the truth because I lie a lot to doctors. Not gonna lie, I just do. I'm like, how you doing? I'm fine. Great. So the neurologist says to me, how you doing with the summer and the heat and the humidity? And I was like, I'm mean. And Eric looks at me. He's like, yeah, the kids and I yell at her because she's really mean. We just yell at her to go outside and get in water because we can't stand her. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, we struggle with relationships. We just do. And we really struggle with a relationship with the divine. 100% we do. And that's okay. Because you want to know what? I'm pretty sure God struggles with relationships with us. I mean, God is God and we're us. You think God ever gets frustrated? Yeah, God's like, I'm going to smite you all. Everyone's like, come on. No, you're not. God's like, I guess no, I'm not, but I really want to. I get that. I get that. So I encourage you. I encourage all of us just to take that time to not be worried about the rules and the expectations and the rubrics, but just to explore your relationship with God. Just explore it. Be open to whatever it is. And it's going to change, and that's good. And the good news is, because theologians love that God is unchanging, God is omnipotent, omniscient, unchanging. Abraham's like, no, you're not. And God's like, no, I guess I'm not. And that's good. And the love and care that we have for each other, that's the biggest prayer of all. Anybody want Peter back yet?
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.